I had watched several YouTube videos raving about the canyoneering in Cebu, and the top destination on everyone's list was Kawasan Falls. Because of the weather, this tour almost didn't happen. They closed down the area after rainfalls due to safety issues, and it had been raining heavily during my time in Mobile. But the weather finally cleared, and I was able to go. I was picked up in what I describe as a migrant worker bus. Everybody piles in from the back. There's no air conditioning, no seats, only benches, and no windows. After gearing up with helmets, life jackets, and waterproof shoes, we watched a quick orientation video before heading off. For an extra fee, you could zip line to the trail entrance. But my group took the cheaper route and just walked the 30 minutes. The water appeared a jade green. My guides told me it is normally blue, but because of the recent rain, the sediment turned it green. Hiking through the terrain, I could see why they had us wearing helmets. There were several parts we had to walk on slippery rocks. The tour guides stayed close to each of us. Apparently, too many people were getting injured in the past until they made it mandatory that each guest have at least one guide assigned to them. The guides would also take photos and videos of us. But you need to tell them to film in landscape, or you get a bunch of this vertical crap. More suited for social media douchebags. You know who you are. Since this was my first canyoneering experience, I was surprised at how much swimming was involved. Sometimes the guides would drag me. Sometimes we would form a chain, like a human centipede, and float down the river. If you don't get that reference, consider yourself lucky. That was an awful movie. It was as if we were being sucked upriver and the water was flowing back into the jungle. Now, if you get that reference, consider yourself really lucky. Apocalypse Now was a kick-ass film. Again, be warned, this tour is not for the faint of heart or those who have difficulty moving. Several areas require navigating rocky terrain while the river rushes by. The scariest parts involve leaping from ledges into opaque pools of water. I let the others go first before jumping myself. The whole tour takes around 3 to 5 hours, and my entire body was sore the day after. Besides the beautiful scenery, there are some places of note along the trek. At one point, you can pay a small fee to swing on a rope and jump into a pond. You can also do optional jumps from higher ground. A guide told me they used to let people jump off a really high ledge, but too many Koreans were striking fancy poses as they leapt, instead of keeping their arms close to them, like the guides instructed, resulting in dislocated shoulders and broken arms. I enjoyed this wall of water. Relaxing while it showered me from above. Though the pictures taken of us made our legs look long and distorted. What are we, alien mutants? For those wanting snacks or drinks, there are small shops in between selling food and beverages. At this small oasis, people could lie back and relax from the long hike. You can even find catfish swimming about. At the end of the hike is a large waterfall that feeds into a sizable body of water. It reminded me of that scene in Predator, where Arnold discovers the Predator's weakness. If you're looking for a unique tour that will give you a little adventure, I would highly recommend the Kawasan Falls. The forest is lush and green, the river is beautiful, and the hike, although a bit challenging, is rather pleasant.